Hi, welcome to SQuiD Vid's simple quick drawing tricks. In this video, I'm going to show you some ways you can draw symbolic faces. When you think about faces, you can consider them across a continuum, from the abstract to a portrait. In between are simple and specific. Abstract faces can be drawn using something called the expressions matrix. A simple way of drawing heads and faces is the Molly Claire Wilson method, which was taught to me by Molly Claire Wilson. Adding a little bit more shading and detail gets you even more specific, maybe a recognizable person. And David Rankin has a wonderful 5-minute faces recipe for clear portraiture. In this video, we're only going to be dealing with expressions matrix and the Molly Claire Wilson method. Let's start with the expressions matrix. In this demo, you can follow along. Go ahead and draw 9 circles about the size of a quarter, 3 rows of 3. And in the middle of each circle, put 2 dots, kind of like you're drawing a button. These will be the eyes. Now, in the first column going down, give everybody a smiley face. In the middle column, a straight line for a mouth. And in the far right column, give everybody a frown face. Now you have 3 happy people, 3 meh people, and 3 unhappy people. Now we'll give them more expression. In the center row, give everybody up eyebrows. And in the bottom row, give everybody down eyebrows. All of the emotions in a human face come from mouths and eyebrows. Take a look at this guy. Let's move on to simple faces. Simple faces are helpful if you don't just need to show the idea of an expression, but you need to have a character that's recognizable from multiple frames. For example, if you're doing a comic book or a storyboard. Simple faces are also helpful ways to capture a speaker or an author of material if you're sketchnoting. Now remember, it doesn't have to look exactly like them. It just needs to be specific enough to jog your memory. So let's get started. The first step is to take a look and make a choice about the face shape. That can either be circular, more oval, could be square-jawed, or it could be more triangular. It's important at this stage not to draw the top of the shape. You want to leave some space for hair. Now, you can follow the same technique that we learned in the expressions matrix. Add 2 little dots, imagining them halfway if the head was fully drawn. In this face, you can give a little slight tick for a nose, just a suggestion. Noses can be hard. And for the mouth, go ahead and draw the mouth. You can draw a smile, you can draw a frown, or a straight line. And on either side, give a little tick mark. And right underneath the mouth line, put a little lip mark. That gives it a little bit more specificity, a little bit more detail. Now let's go to the hair. When you draw hair, you can draw some simple lines, and you'll use the hair to complete the top of the head. Hair is often associated with gender, so you can use this as a way of communicating gender if that's important in your sketch. There's an infinite number of hairstyles that you can draw on your specific faces. You can even get a little swirly and a little curly. Now that you've got the basic idea, you can go back and add the next thing, which is the neck. The size and length of a neck will kind of give a hint at the kind of body format that the character will have. Sometimes it'll be a medium-sized neck, sometimes it'll be a skinnier neck, it might be a wider neck, but it kind of gives a hint at what the rest of the person looks like. You can also use next to give a wide variety of diversity to your sketching character styles. When you draw the necklines, go ahead and give them a shirt so they don't look naked. If you want to do a button-down shirt, 2 rectangular columns and a line with a few dots, it stands in pretty well for a button-up shirt. You can make the shoulders straight, sloping, or at an angle. You can even make a tank top. Some of the finishing details might be giving a specific hair color, or adding eyebrows or ears. Maybe even some other details, like more specifics with the clothing. It's completely up to you. I encourage you to experiment and explore to see how many different types of characters you can make using these simple techniques. Let's cover one more thing, faces with emotion. Now that you have a good set of expressions and you can draw people in a little bit more detail, you can start to add what we think of as emoticons or energy marks to really bring even the most simple sketches alive. There is a vast number of things that you can do. Some common ones are adding symbols that are recognizable for certain emotions, like hearts. Another interesting thing you can do with symbolic sketching is change the location of the eyes and the mouth to give your faces directions. In this case, they're looking towards each other. If you add a few more emotional notes and some energy marks, then the sketch starts to come alive. It's simple and it's very basic, but it can communicate a lot more than just the faces. There's so many different standard marks like an anger, the tornado coming out of someone's head. You can use apostrophes instead of simple dots. You can use text boxes. You can change up the mouth. You can change up the eyebrows. For someone worried or upset, sweat marks coming out is often common. You can even make somebody sleeping or relaxing with a thought bubble of music. In addition to making characters look side to side, they can look up and down. It's all about the location of where you put that face in the circle. And as soon as you have a couple faces next to each other, they start to be in relationship and they start to tell a story. All right, now it's your turn. Take some rapid practice. Set a timer for 3 minutes and draw 20 faces. You can mix it up. The expressions matrix, you can go with simple characters, and you can add emotion. Go fast and have fun. Here's some good resources for you if you want to expand your visual practice on faces. Pencil Me In by Christina Woodkey. And if you want to get to that next level of specificity and detail, the Urban Sketching Handbook has a terrific guide for people in motion. As mentioned before, the portraiture phase is a great place to use David Rankin's 5-minute sketching recipe. It's a fantastic resource. You can Google it and download it, I believe, for free. Thanks so much and happy sketching.